How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have When We Was Kids back with us again, and they can say their names and what they do in the band.
I'm Norman and I play bass.
I'm Brian, I play guitar.
I'm Chris, I pretend to sing.
I'm Mike, I play guitar.
I'm Mark, and I play drums.
Awesome, guys. So, as you know, we've interviewed. It's been hella long years. I think it's been a couple years for sure. How have you been, first of all? And obviously you have some new tunes coming out for the people out there. So obviously how's like the times in between that we haven't chatted in a while.
Dark.
It's been rough, man.
Yeah, hey. All right. Save that for the blooper reel.
Oh yeah.
It's been rough, you know.
No, it's been a long time coming, this EP, and we've had a lot of obstacles. We could go back maybe 2 years.
Let's do it. Let's take a time machine back to 2 years ago.
Well, just like a recap of everything. When we started recording out in California with Ben Rosette of Strawberry Girls, and he did an awesome job. It's just we couldn't finish everything while we were there. So fast forward, finally we got vocals in and we redid some drum stuff. And fast forward even, more from there, we had just like small issues with fixing things up with the way things sounded.
Sure.
And we wanted to make sure that the EP sounded as good as it could, given what we got as a super independent DIY band,
Yeah.
So do you feel like a lot of the material you guys were working on, is it still the stuff that was from 2 years ago, or is this all new material, or so basically I'm just curious on how that happened. Obviously, you said that you had spent a lot of time working on it. So is that all basically did you go back into the studio, work on new stuff, or is this just a continuation of what happened a couple years ago?
So I think that we really wanted to focus on making a release because we had a couple of basically kind of demo tracks on Bandcamp.
Mm-hmm.
But we've had a larger catalog of songs. We just didn't really have any releases. So as Brian said, we were trying to make it the best that we could and just kind of Frankenstein together of going different places. But I feel that the songs that we have on there, some of them will be familiar. We want to retouch them and make them presented in a way that we believe is good. And there's a couple of new ones on there too. But it's a 5-song EP, and they all kind of fit together. We've had them written for some time, but they kind of belong together.
Sure.
It's really a piece, but we're focusing too, after this is out, once we can finally get this out and be happy about it, we already have an entire catalog to focus on the LP too, which we're very, very excited about. And we're hoping that we can get it to everybody a lot sooner than this day.
I'm sure people are waiting. I know when you guys were doing it back a couple years ago, I was really stoked on it. And I feel over the period of time since we haven't talked, I feel you've done some big shows. Obviously you went out with Thomas Arak, which is very cool, and stuff like that. So I feel you guys had the momentum, and I feel it kind of, in my opinion, for what I saw, was just everything kind of was yeah, it's all going, there's doing these big shows, that's awesome, I'm so stoked for them, and then they kind of just you guys vanished a little bit.
There's just some bad stroke of bad luck, one right after the other. But a lot of the good things came of it, with relationships that we've gained from playing with these other bands.
Yeah.
And I don't know since the last time we talked, if Mikey and Norman were in that thing with Thomas Iraq in the Shoreline yet.
I don't believe so. I know it was I know that kind of the first interview we did kind of was before all of that, and then obviously I saw you guys were oh, we're doing we're obviously being his backing band and stuff like that, and doing all the touring. So I was stoked on that. But
yeah, so that panned out really well. What else?
The thing is, in the way I see it too, is nothing has ever stopped. It's just that we released the EP. That was like literally it.
Yeah.
Everything has just been always cooler, always playing more shows,
Yeah.
playing with the people that we want. The problem is, Brandon, you need to live in Chicago.
I know.
Come on over here. Just be in this culture. Because Chicago has been popping for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
A lot of the bands out here, I have so many bands that would really, really love to have an audio addiction interview as well. I really want to send your way. They're just really important. I can list off like 10 where I'm like, Brandon, you got to hear these guys.
Just do it. Let's do it. I want to hear it. Top 10, Chris. What's the top 10? Chris's top 10 list of people I should interview, and that's it.
Dude, we can rattle all of them up. All right, so just firing off of the dome, get Luzma,
Death of Massive Stars.
Death of Massive Stars, Lower Automation.
Yes. Sawbuck.
Get Sawbuck in for sure.
Skies Are Shifting.
Skies Are Shifting for sure. Definitely talk to Arabella, killing it in kind of the metalcore sort of scene.
Okay.
And that's all 10 right there.
Deftones.
No, I'm just kidding.
Deftones, you're right. Let's get it. Deftones, come on, guys. I know you're a small local band. If you'd like to just broaden your horizons, I understand. You're such a small band that I feel like you'd have the time to do it. So come on, Deftones. You're not really a large band whatsoever. No, just kidding. Chino, I love you. Just saying, that was a total joke.
He's gonna watch.
He's gonna watch it. I'm gonna be totally disrespected right now, but it's beside the point. But again, I feel like since I don't live in Chicago, unfortunately, it kind of some of the stuff like flies under the radar. And I know that you guys had been working and stuff, and obviously Brian had been keeping in touch, and we actually all have a mutual friend that you got to video chat me, Chris, not too long ago, a couple months ago. So I figured that was very cool, and obviously I hit you up to do like interviews and stuff, and then it just kind of disappeared. And then Brian was like, "Yo, family, let's do this interview," and I'm like, "Well, Chris dropped the ball. It's okay though. Still love you, Chris." Nonetheless, but obviously we're here to talk about the EP. I guess like what's one song that I feel like that you worked really hard on, that's like your baby, that you love, and then what's one that obviously I'm sure some of you have played live. What's one that you enjoy playing live?
That's a good question, and I think Mark should answer that because Mark actually had a really huge hand in the EP.
Tell him, Mark.
Like mixing and putting things together. So, what would you say?
Well, like after the drums got, like Ben Rosette finished the drums, like, and all the guitars.
Mm-hmm.
We kept all the guitars. We finished vocals like almost a year later, I think, and then I didn't like the drums anymore because it's just how it is. Decided to redo them in Chris, Mike, and Norman's living room, and then that took like forever and ran into a bunch of problems with that. And then I don't know, we wanted to have people mix it, but we gave it to a few people, and like no one could really do what we want, like we wanted it to be our first release and just it to be like the first baby,
Yeah, sure.
I think the hardest part about even making the release, and I think a huge part about why it took so long, was that we just really wanted it to sound how it does in our heads. And I feel like every band probably has this, but whenever I listen to any other band who's put something out, I'm just like, man, where did that fire sound come from? It's so good. But it's really like when you have an engineer, you're taking on another member. Like,
Yeah.
They talk about the fifth Beatle or the sixth kid in this like scenario. It's like it's tough, and it's like on this one it took a whole village. Like we did definitely took a bunch of people to try and take it around. Actually, I think on the other side of it, I think it came out I'm really proud of it. Like I think it's.
Oh yeah.
I'm very proud of it, but it definitely took a long time, and a lot of it definitely again was Mark, because Mark kind of took all of the pieces that we had and put it together and he mixed it, and then Derek from Lower Automation ended up mastering it, and on the other side of it, I'm so stoked. It's so good. I think we can all say we're really stoked.
Who got that on? Let's name him. Ben got that
Okay,
on.
so Ben Rosette did all of the original skeleton of all of it. Love you, Ben.
Shout out, Ben.
And then my buddy Joey Vanna from 86 Happiness, I did the vocals with him.
Sick.
All recorded vocals, amazing guy, really loved fucking working with him. And then my buddy Steve Eldridge from Qualia ended up kind of taking those vocals and working with me on them and editing them and making them sound like it puts the creases in the pants. And then it went to Mark, and Mark redid, all the drums and then mixed everything together, and then we kicked it over to Derek, and he mastered it. So lots of fingers in one pie, and it took a lot of work. It took a lot of work, but we're here now. I think it's good.
So for your question, I feel like every song.
Yeah. So which one is your baby?
That's
Wait,
fair.
a really long time.
We refused to release any single one of them for like 2 years until every single one of them is definitely our baby.
Yeah.
But I think that's good though, because it's I feel like when you're in a band, and not to discount other bands, but like it's cool to see somebody literally take years to put something together and like be really proud from like the start to the finish and like everything in between, because with I just feel like with technology now, it's just like everything's immediate, and if you just can't grab somebody's attention like right off the bat, it's hard to have that motivation, have people care about what you do. So to have obviously you speak very well about your record, and I think you should, because it's your record and people care about it. But it's also really cool to be able to listen to it. I listened to some of the tracks, and I legitimately agree with you, is that like each song I was just like, holy shit, like they just keep stepping it up a little bit more with each track. And again, it was only maybe like 1 or 2 playthroughs that I was able to listen through it like entirely, but I really felt that sense of like what are you saying?
It was that bad you couldn't get through it. Like I could only listen to it so many times.
Oh my god! You're just putting me in a corner here. But I will listen to it many times over. What do you say, Chris?
Writing music is the fun part. Tracking music is a real fucking pain in the ass. Like, it's always been like that, man. Like, I don't know if I could swear, sorry.
You're all good. I don't care. I don't make that YouTube money, so.
No, but like, yeah, writing is fun and it's like the world, but I become such an asshole when it comes to tracking stuff. I'm like up everybody's ass about like, why isn't this done? Why is it taking so long? It's been fucking 2 years, so I guess naturally anybody would be. But man, it's like, it's not gonna take this long next time. Like, we have so many songs lined up. Dude,
and we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot from like the process, and just kind of I don't know. There's shortcuts that we wish we would have known of, things like that.
Yeah, well, we did it ourselves, so therefore we had to learn how to kind of do it ourselves.
Sure. Yeah.
Like mixing wise, and like
yeah.
Until we all like it, and just tons of sitting down and just listening to the same 5 songs.
It was a lot of passive aggressive comments. There's like, 15. My point is like we got so many more songs to be released, and I think we're gonna have a funner time doing it next time.
Yeah, hopefully we find like one guy who's the 6th member, that we could just
knock on wood.
Like we're really looking. Honestly, we're really looking. Brandon, I know that you interview a lot of people too.
Hey, listen, we could do it.
I need a Green Ranger.
If anybody listening, hears this and they're like, I know what they're looking. Like, I get it, and I know what they're trying to do. If we can one-stop shop this, we have like at least 2 albums of material right now. We're really trying to crank out.
Yeah, and we're definitely not the kind of band that can just walk into a studio any time of the week. We're just
a couple of guys.
Yeah, we're just
friends making music. We're pretty critical about what we want to release.
Yeah.
I mean, since you took 2 years to like kind of put it all together, I feel like that is you're very critical, which is great, because I feel like that a lot of bands, if you take the time to do it, I really feel like it shows. And like again, as I was talking about earlier, like the songs, I really feel like they really come together very well. And again, I'm excited to listen to it, many more times as the release time comes before us. But obviously I gotta ask some more current questions. Who have you guys been jamming recently? What's on your Spotify? what have you guys been listening to lately?
Okay.
Okay, well, Strawberry Girls put out some new tunes. They're amazing. Love you guys. Awesome.
I like this French band right now. They're called like El Imperatrice or something like that.
Okay.
They're really fucking good. I like them. There's this band that came on my playlist. It's called Skin Shape.
Okay.
They're chill as fuck. I'm gonna show you guys them too.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah, I like them. They came on. And I just started listening to them. They're fucking cool. I was just listening to Street Fighter 2 new Challenger music. Like, I mean, sometimes just like gotta take it back. You know what I mean?
Feel that.
Music is pretty amazing stuff.
Been listening to Adventure from Detroit and See You Space Cowboy from I don't know where, but
Ooh, they're sick.
yeah, I like them.
Mark?
I don't know why. I've listened to like a couple of Drake songs recently. Georgia Smith, she's a good singer. I don't know. I'm just like bored with music, so I gotta like find stuff.
Gotta
to listen
switch it up.
Yeah, but I think they're called This or Vice. They just came out with
Yes.
a new album. It's pretty good. I've been jamming that too. And I Made You Myself came out with that one album not too long ago. I know you know about it. That's kind of like I always jam that here and there because I kind of have to or something.
Brian, Chris.
Did you go?
I
just Strawberry Girls,
mentioned
bro.
the new Strawberry Girls.
Strawberry
was
Girls,
good.
bro.
Give me more, Chris. That's all I'm asking.
Give me more.
Yeah, more.
Enough.
Brian.
Gucci Mane.
Let's see.
Lil
Now you're
Baby.
making me do it.
Semno from Brazil.
Let's-
Semno, what up, Semno?
I've been listening to Manipulator.
Let's go through Brian real quick.
And the Bedlam
Who's
and
the one you've been
Goliath.
listening to?
I'm listening to the album The Bedlam and Goliath over and over the last like maybe month and a half, like randomly. But I've been appreciating now in this recent month and a half.
There's this band called Roosevelt that I got into recently. They're kind of popular, I think maybe.
You listen to them once.
I like them.
I've been listening to let's see, been doing a lot of like this like that London jazz scene right now.
Okay.
Like let's see, like Yusuf Kamal or what I also like the new Car Bomb album.
Yes. Yeah.
There's this other band that's sort of in the same vein called Frontierier. What else? I don't know. It's been everywhere. The Prodigy.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Throwing
Dude,
it back.
No, I'd really like you to interview too. There's this band, I believe they're from the UK. They're called Psychotic Monks.
Okay.
Psychotic Monks? I don't know which. But if you check them out even on Spotify, the first like 2 tracks that are most popular, I was already like, I need more of in music. I would definitely check them out too. That's like definitely had an influence on me for a bit too. Those guys are sick.
Shout out to Lost Minnow and Christina Pena from Spain. She's like fucking rocking hard. She's like Thomas Urek influence, Paul Troy influence. She's fucking cool as hell. What else I got here? One more thing. Made You Myself. I love them.
Yeah.
Sublime is timeless. I love Sublime. Fuck. And I've been into Slightly Stupid a while.
There you go. Awesome, guys. Next question. If you could compile a musical supergroup, who'd be in your band?
This is it.
These guys, man.
Whoa!
All of them, but Sarah Glass sings
Yeah.
instead of me. That's it.
Brandon Zagorski.
Fucking Anthony Fantano, Brandon Zagaris.
Oh my god.
Steven Dietrich.
All the YouTubers.
Yeah.
All right.
PewDiePie, fucking Nardwuar,
Let
fucking.
me get real for a second. Okay, Winton Davis from what's
You're goddamn
Pac-Man the
right.
movie and fucking his other
and
band,
from
that's,
Denmark.
Denmark. Thank you, man. And then I'll have who else on guitar? Stephen Christie on the other guitar
that's
from
Detroit
Adventure.
What up,
And then
baby?
I'm gonna have I Made You Myself vocalist Jason,
Jason
and I'm
Lewis.
gonna have Mark on the drums, and then me on bass.
What are you gonna call the band?
Hell Practice.
There you go.
Oh,
You had this. You thought about this.
yeah, he was on it. Wow.
It's gonna be my
He
band.
watched the old interview
They're
first,
just
and then
Okay, doing the homework. I like that. The knowledge.
that's fun.
You guys talked before this.
I don't know. We didn't. I had no idea that he was just gonna shoot.
Fucking shit, Brandon.
He's out.
Yeah.
You got any more? Something?
Man, I would probably say I haven't really put much thought into that kind of question, but I just recently have really been wanting to write music with Stephen Christie from Adventure. Like that guy's
Yeah.
Hey, boy.
and I've been wanting to like sit down in a room with him.
He
Just
runs the
like
town.
just like an idea, something, run a couple songs or something.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
You want?
No.
Kind of want to make a super.
It's 9 o'clock.
Hey, thank you.
Wow, Brandon, who's in the studio with you? Oh my god. Who's behind that green curtain? It's 9 o'clock. Like, Mom. Like, it's 9 o'clock.
I'm doing an interview.
How is your mom? Ask him how his mom's doing.
I think you can hear it.
How's your mom doing?
She is not here, so I live by myself now. I live on my own like a real man.
That's not what he asked. How is
She's
her-
doing great. I just talked to her on the phone before we did our interview. Shouts to Mom. Mama Z. Mama Z. The best. Love her.
Dick.
Next question, guys. Another fun one. If there was one album that you wished that you wrote, what album would it be?
Oh, man.
The Lost in the Comatorium by Mars Volta.
Oh, good one.
What do you got? So many. There's so many.
Chris is looking like he's struggling out here.
Francis the Mute.
Oh, that's
There you go.
I gotta get this right. It's a
There's so many.
it's a
good
Sigur
albums.
Rós album. It's Sveffen. No, that's the song.
That's such a hard.
I know Brian's answer.
That's the
Baby
song
Metal.
that's
Debut album.
No.
There's so many good answers for this question. Rumors by Fleetwood Mac.
All right.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's freaking this one. That one right there. You can see.
Look at that. Look at that.
That was weird.
A guest version?
You know,
No, I don't know. It's a really, 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 really.
Brandon,
sick
you
album.
always have the. You know, you're like the James Corden of the audio.
Oh, thank you.
Always have the hardest hitting questions.
Got you. I gotta hit him. I gotta hit him with the good ones, you know.
Be-
I took him more of as a Craig Ferguson type. Like,
Hey.
You know, for me, I thought about it, and only for vocals and writing lyrics. "Rooms of the House" by La Dispute. It's probably like one of my favorite things that's come. I know that it definitely has changed how I now personally approach writing songs.
Yeah.
So I don't wish that I wrote it because I don't want it to be mine. I think I respect it too much. But that's probably the one where I'm like, man, if I could write that, then I would be like, I could finally be impressed with myself, maybe.
You're not impressed with yourself now? I feel like you should be.
thank you, dude.
Well, now they got your validation. Thank you.
I got you, Chris.
No, really, thank you. I mean,
You gotta. The thing is, you gotta stay hungry. You always have to be. As long as you think that everything you've done so far that you should be proud of is still garbage, you have a ceiling that you can.
Yeah, I suck at interviewing, so I'm gonna continue sucking at it for all of eternity.
yeah. What's
right.
with this tennis racket you're talking into? What is that?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
is-
excuse me, the tennis racket. Yeah. Oh man, my mic.
Oh, is that what they're
Hey, do you watch UFC?
Yeah.
You're like the Ariel Hawani.
I'm actually his stunt double. Like, so when they like cut to the camera, they cut to me, and then I'm like fighting, and then they cut back again, and it's him again. You know, I look a little bit different than him. You know, I feel like I'm like definitely more in shape than he is. So
We got some more hair.
yeah, that's it.
Brandon, show us your abs. Take off your shirt.
I'm definitely not doing that.
All right.
That's a DMs only photo. You know what I'm saying? It's for the special Patreon perk of $69.
I'm a done investor. No, just kidding.
Awesome, guys. And then the last thing, obviously the most important thing, tell them about your band, where they can find you at, and obviously you have a new record coming out, so you can talk about that.
So yeah, we'll be available everywhere. We definitely recommend Bandcamp. Look up our album title is Memoralia or Memoralia. You can find us, Spotify, Amazon, Google.
Bro, we're even gonna be on TikTok apparently.
Yeah, we're gonna be on TikTok.
Hell yeah, do it. Let's do some collabs, bro.
I'm not sure when this will be out, but our next show.
December.
Our next show is December. What is that?
22nd.
22nd with Nova Charisma. That's that new band.
Congrats.
No, thank you.
My bad.
Maybe not.
Yeah, you can find us there. But we really appreciate you interviewing us, and thanks for taking the time.
Obviously, I gotta have you guys on because it's been forever, and I feel like, I'm a little bit more popular than James Corden now, so I feel like my popularity has increased just the slightest bit. But I've been a fan for a very long time, and shout outs to the homies that linked me up with you guys forever ago. Obviously Chicago's got a great scene, and I'm excited to check out Chris's top 10 bands of Chicago. Obviously Deftones, I feel like they're the really struggling band on that list, so but you should go check out When We Was Kids. The links are in the description. The album will be out now when you watch this video, so go pick it up on Bandcamp. Go pick up a shirt. Also, thank you guys for the shirt that you sent me like forever ago. That was fucking tight, and I wear it all the time. So, and people are like, do you just have a bunch of children on your shirt? Do you like children? And I'm like, no, not like that. But it was tight. Regardless of how people view the shirt, is self-promotion for your band. So I feel like I gotta do the service to the homies. But yeah, you should check them out. Check out the new record. I'm not gonna try pronunciating it because I'm an idiot. So go check it out. If you enjoy this interview, share it, like and subscribe. It goes a long way. And thanks, of course, to When We Was Kids for coming on for the second time. You won't be able to watch the first one for reasons. I think the aliens. That's really the reason why you can't watch it. So
you gotta buy it for $20.
You have to contact Tom DeLong or something. So he'll be able to get the video back for you.
All right, Brandon. Before you leave,
give me a high five.
It's
give me a high
imperative.
five right here. Give me a five.
It is absolutely imperative before you leave.
You gotta go like this.
You have to turn around, grab that guitar, and you have to play us a song.
Yeah, play us a song.
And fucking immediately.
Oh my god. How about I just grab a guitar off camera?
Come on over there.
Why do I have to play you a song? I just posted like.
Brandon, you're playing the
And
song.
I liked it. I saw it.
Oh god. Oh, by the way, most people don't even know this, but all of the intro song. Oh, thank you.
That's my voice.
All of the intro songs and outro songs that you hear on any of the audio addiction material is moi. So I made all those. So for people who ask, there you go. But anyway, check out When We Was Kids. I love these guys. They're the homies. They're like familia. Love you guys. Go check them out, and we'll be talking with you guys soon. Peace.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Audio Addiction. That's where it's
Hey
at.
guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well.
Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.